Namaskar, greetings, and gratitude. I welcome you all to another inspirational StarTalks. And this time it is episode number 129. And with me on the hot seat today is Miss Sneha R. How are you, Sneha?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure, and I am really honored. So, Miss Sneha is a wellness coach and she comes with a really different niche that I have come across. She is the coach for men who are performing high. That's nice. Tell me, why did you choose such a niche, Sneha?
Okay, so let me tell you something first about my working background in order to reach there. So I have
Great.
also personally worked I have 10 plus years of working experience with top MNCs in Mumbai and in Hyderabad. And I have come across personally managers at leadership level, and I have seen firsthand how they perform or how they treat their team. So that is the reason when I chose that I wanted to become a life coach. Generally in our society, men are taught to suppress their emotions. They are taught to suppress their vulnerability. So a lot of these things people think only affect their personal lives. Actually, and a lot of people don't even know that it affects even their personal life. They think, yes, it was that phase, it is gone. But because all these emotions are suppressed, their vulnerability is suppressed, these all these things build pressure under them, especially when they are at higher level, when they are at leadership. If they are not sorted, if these emotions are not regulated. So I decided I want to go for a niche because I also feel that there's a very less emotional support we have for men, because they are not allowed to be emotional, or they are not allowed to have feelings, or they are not allowed to feel vulnerable. There are a very less amount of people who actually understand this and want to support them. That is the reason I chose men as my this thing at leadership level.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is so nice. So, coming to my questionnaire. So, what are the top three emotional triggers that derail high performing men in corporate settings? You just now mentioned about corporate settings. And how does your system address them early on?
Okay, so the first and foremost trigger in my experience is loss of control. They first of all fear that they are losing control. For a lot of leaders, control equals to their safety net. If they lose control, if anything changes, suppose for some reason they are planned didn't work out with the team, or their deadlines are not met in a certain way that they were supposed to, or the boards or the higher officials are putting more pressure on them, they take it personally, that that it's me who they are rejecting, or they are not agreeing with my ideas. Whereas it's not the leaders that they are disagreeing with, it's the method they are disagreeing with. But if a leader is not emotionally stable, calm, and comes from a regulated emotions point of view, they take it personally. Whereas in my course, when we do that, is the 12-week emotional command that I call it. If when I address this emotions, first of all, we remove the emotions out of, or the ego out of the question there. If your question is why has your team not been able to perform this, or why have we facing this loss, so we remove the we there, that leadership personally we remove it. Because if they remove themselves out of it personally, that is when they can see at it from a rational point of view, from a regulated point of view, from a strategic point of view, and work towards it. So we do have breathwork control programs, tools. We have emotional labeling. We have trigger mapping, which helps them work with it. It's a detailed 12-week process wherein we work each week on few topics that helps them. The second most important trigger I find is attachment to your title. So men are generally raised from childhood as that you are a breadwinner, you are performer, and when they perform really very well, they are rewarded with certain title, certain designation, and when they fail at a certain part of their job, they attach it to their title. They are unable to see themselves away from that title. They are not only a CEO, they are not only an AVP or VP. They are also a person. Like, suppose my husband, for example, he's a senior manager at a certain firm, but at the same time, he's a person who is very much loves playing TT. He's father of two children. He's a husband. He has a separate niche that he's working on personally to upskill himself. But leadership men, they get stuck with their title. They don't want to lose it. We also help them work on the fact is, you are just not an AVP, you're just not a VP, you're just not a leadership person. You are also someone apart from that. You have another personal life, you have another curricular activities, and there are a lot of leaders who also work not only in just one company. They have like their small startup somewhere going on, or they are invested somewhere else also. They
Yes.
tend to build their personality only around that title, and when their title shakes, their confidence shakes.
Hmm.
They are unable to detach themselves from that title. So this is
Absolutely.
one of the second triggers that I feel most leaders, especially men, go through, because we raise them to the fact that they have to perform. Unless they are not performing well, unless they are not earning well, unless they are not the breadwinners, there's basically no value left to men. Their only job in the society is to earn money, because a
Exactly.
woman can give birth, a woman can even a highly educated woman can sit at home and be a housewife and take care of the house and children. But what is a man's duty? Just to be the breadwinner and just to get money at home initially. Now luckily things are changing, now people are getting more aware, but this is starting with my generation, wherein we are raising our sons like that, that you
Excellent.
are your own personality. And I
Hmm.
think third most important is the emotional suppression. So men are not allowed to have emotions. They are always asked to suppress their emotions. Now, and because of it, what happens is, whenever they come across any problem, they always push through it, but eventually it turns, the pressure builds up for them and it turns into stress. This all comes out in the way of irritability, or being a short fuse as a boss, or you are never interested in listening what your employees have to say. You're just busy ordering them. So first we have to work out as to why these emotions are coming up again and again. So we also have emotional tools that help them work with it.
Very nice. Good. Yes, now I hear about house husbands also. There is a
Yes.
role reversal happening now. Yeah, yeah.
uh, in fact, where I am surprised is we are living in 2026, wherein the girls are equally earning as much as a man is earning. And
Absolutely right.
still it is expected that just yesterday I shared it in my status that uh, a student was asking someone at an interview that why is it that a girl will be earning, a girl is earning equally, she's from IIM, she's from IIT, but why is it, but then she also has to think about her husband, she also has to think about her children, she has to think about her house. And the guy who's getting interviewed, he says, see, that is the concept you are coming from, that is the prejudice you are coming from. You are assuming the girl only has to take care of the husband, you're assuming the girl will have children to take care of the children. It is an assumption that a girl has to do everything, even today in men. It's a very big change that has to come generationally, and someday we have to start. I think I can very proudly say, in my three generations of my Mecca, from where I come from, all
Okay.
the men in our family know how to earn, and all the men in our family know how to cook and take care of house. Though
That's
their
important.
wives are taking care, but they know very well how to take care.
That's the
And
important
even
life skill.
important life skill, and even girls know how to go out and earn, at the same time take care of their household.
Absolutely, absolutely. We talk of equality, so it. It has to be
Yes.
seen also. Yes.
Job is not gender related. Any work is not
Mhm.
gender related.
Absolutely, absolutely.
People
Yes.
confuse biology and gender,
Hmm, hmm, hmm,
equality of biology and gender. No.
hmm,
Job, any job, whether that's office or that's home job, is not gender related.
hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. Correct. Nice. So, I think you've answered, but do you have anything more to say? Many leaders mask stress as just part of their job. How do
Yes.
you help them recognize when pressure is eroding their clarity and control?
Okay, actually, that's a very good question. So, generally, you will see people asking anyone, if you see, they will be like, are you stressed? Now, of course, my clientele are stressed. They have some problem. That is the reason they have chosen to come to me. So, I won't be asking them questions when, are you stressed? Are you feeling angry? No. My questions go on the fact is, how have you noticed that? How are you reacting? Are you
Okay.
reacting or are you responding? Are you making decisions faster, but are you always second guessing it? Always second guessing your decisions? Have you reduced patience while listening in the meeting? Are you just interested in answering rather than actually hearing what the other person has to say? A lot of times what happens is we are so full of ourselves, and when you reach a certain position, you feel that you have only achieved it, right?
Hmm.
So this ego that is within us, or this, and why do we have this ego? Because of certain unprocessed emotions, we have this ego, which automatically also becomes into a trigger point. So a lot of time what happens, I have personally seen myself, and I also have certain clients with whom I have seen that they are not ready to hear what their employees have to say.
Okay.
They're like, my idea is the best idea.
Hmm.
But
Absolutely.
something will work only when you have other ideas coming up. When four other people are talking, you might not necessarily have to choose their idea, but the concept of listening to their idea matters. Because at the end of it, leadership also matters. Because if not for leaders personally, of course my program helps them personally a lot in their working place, in their house. But what about office employees? Even leaders are responsible for those employees. And generally, good employees do not leave because of less salary. They leave because of bad managers. Because the leaders who are handling them are not handling them properly. They are not happy. They feel they are being ignored, or they are being suppressed, or the fact that a lot of leaders or managers tend to put their pressure, whatever they receive, instead of managing it, they put it on their employees. That
Right.
is the reason a lot of employees leave also. So working at a leadership level is also very important, because of course when you rise higher, your pressures also increase, expectation out of your title increases, expectation from your performance increases. It is how you manage that stress at that level is what makes you a good leader, or can turn you into a bad leader.
Bad leader. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Right. So you just mentioned about your 12-week emotional command. Can you walk us through this and what's the progression from awareness to mastery?
Okay, so actually, how this works for us is, so since it's a 12-week program, it's divided with like four weeks. So the first 4 week we work on, so it goes actually divided into three phases: A equals to R equals to C. Now your A is the awareness part of it. Now lot of people, and especially today in India, even though I work in circles where I see so many people are aware about mental health issues. Personally I have been through some also, but then what happens is a lot of people refuse to acknowledge they have, that they are going through something for which they require external help. The time you say you require external help, that means there's something really wrong with you, more than 90% of the people assume that. So
Okay.
first is awareness to your problem, that this is just a problem, and it can be, you can work on it and work around it. you can help solve it. So being aware of your triggers. So first 4 week we work on your triggers, we work on the your emotional patterns, we work on how you're reacting. So what happens is our nervous system tends to react under pressure, under attack. Whenever we are under pressure, our nervous system tends to be on an attack mode or on a defensive mode. Basic concept of flight or fight. Some people fight, some people flight. It's as simple as that. So the first 4 week we are working on making them aware. Some might come to me saying, okay, I'm stressed. Why are you stressed? What is the reason behind your stress? What topics trigger you? What are the topics where you are emotionally reacting instead of responding? So first 4 weeks we go through the awareness pattern. Then comes our R, that is the regulation. So
Okay.
here you have to basically regulate your emotions, wherein you can work keeping your personal emotions aside, you can work on certain things. So here we have breath work. I, because I'm also a certified yoga teacher, I have breath work tools. We will be also doing some reframing skills. So a lot of people go into, even leaders go into victimizing mode. अरे that why me, मेरा ही काम क्यों ऐसा होता है, or otherwise why am I always dealing with such a employee, or why am I always dealing with that kind of a person. A lot of people tend to go into victimization mode. So we make it into reframing. We try to reframe their positions. We help them. We have those tools that we help them. This also helps this fifth in this regulation, which works between fifth to eighth week. There also be emotional clarity. As and it's not therapy, huh? Because I have also noticed men don't like therapy. You tell therapy, they run as far as possible.
Okay.
Practical regulation with proper tool work. I am not a therapist who will have a call and you will just tell me, okay, this is my problem, and I'm going to listen. You are in your virtual sofa, I'm in my virtual chair, and we are listening. No, this is a proper homework. I will be giving you proper homeworks to work on, wherein you have to spend 20 minutes of your day, maybe not more than that, and work
Okay.
on it. You can remove 20 minutes for yourself. You can prioritize yourself that way, so
Hmm.
that you start working. There'll be a lot of writing happening, a lot of to and fro happening, for you to realize where you are going through. And during this 12 weeks, your emotions will go from here to here to here, because you are realizing a lot of things coming up now. So that is where the regulation part will come into the picture. Now the C stands for command. That are the last 4 weeks. Now when you are now you are responding and not reacting. The first 8 weeks we worked on the fact that you were reacting. Now we are working that from reacting you've come to giving response to people. Now when you start responding to people, you're strategic about it. You think for a second before you are reacting. You are even when you are put under pressure, you will still be now thinking for a second, okay. For a lot of people, what happens is, oh my god, there's so much pressure on me, I need to outperform. But first get yourself out of that situation and think, okay, this pressure has come. Now how we have to work towards it, without blaming ourselves, without doing procrastination, without doing negative talks to ourselves. For a lot of I have noticed, for a lot of people, whether they are leaders, whether they are normal people, negative talk is, there's a lot of negative talk. And that negative talk is where they tend to, and our body believes what we talk to it. So if you constantly look at yourself, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you tell, oh, I am bad, I am bad, this is what always happens with me, I'm never performing well, this, your body starts believing it. So when others are judging you, when others are putting pressure on you, you're not getting succumbed under their pressure, you're getting succumbed under
Hmm.
your own pressure, because you've
Yes.
taken it into your mind, and then you are pressurizing yourself. The last 4 weeks helps you see yourself away from it, and now you are the third person, and you are seeing how you are performing and what is the right way of performing it. And you think this can be right, or this that can be right. See, there's never a correct answer to what we are doing, but there's always an answer where you come from either you're coming out of ego, either you're coming out of under pressure, or either you're coming out of a calm mind. And generally the answer that comes out of calm mind, stress free, is the correct answer usually to any problem.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yes. So, what's one quick breathing or mindset technique from your system that listeners can use right now during a high pressure meeting?
One of the simplest things is, um, sit comfortably wherever you're sitting. Your back needs to be resting on the back support. Maybe you can either put your foot down on the ground, or maybe sit in a this portion wherein you fold your legs and sit, but sit very comfortably. Now, here, what I would suggest is go for an inhale for 4 breaths. And when I say for 4 seconds, I mean you go and inhale, you take it inside your chest, in your lungs, feeling that your lungs are inflating like a balloon. Okay. So you take it in and you do it for 4 seconds continuously. Now, how the length of it will be: one, two, three, four. Then hold for 4 seconds. Here you're not inhaling, you're not exhaling, you're again holding for 4 seconds. This is the pace you have to go in. Then comes exhale. Now your exhale always needs to be longer than your inhale. So we have done 4 seconds inhale, we'll go for at least 6 to 8 seconds of exhale. When you are exhaling, I want you to exhale through your tummy, wherein you pull in your navel inside and imagine all the exhale that you've put all your pressure into exhaling. And you're exhaling for 6 to 8 seconds. It goes. So we did a 6-second exhale. Generally, what exhaling does is, exhaling helps your nervous system that you're safe. It tells your nervous system you're safe now. It reduces the reactivity, and you will now calm down. Now, after making you do this exercise, I will ask that what is the outcome that you were actually thinking of coming to. Now, this time your response will come out of calm nervous system and not out of a hurried ego that, okay, they have asked question, I have to respond.
Wonderful, wonderful. So nice. So, leaders often fear vulnerability.
Yes,
How does your coaching build emotional resilience without compromising their authoritative presence?
that's a very good question actually. And people, and majority people have this concept of, that their authority is being questioned. Because for this is a very big fear for a lot of leaders, that they think if leaders are showing their vulnerability, that means they are less authoritative, that means they are weak. And why especially men, I say about this is because even today in 2026, I myself am a boy's mother who's an 8-year-old boy. I have never told my boy that, why are you crying, are you a girl? But I still hear parents saying that to their boys: boys do not cry. Are you a girl that you're crying? And I have actually seen this happen, that when a boy was just playing with the mop and this thing, the toy mop and broom, the parent, the mother, not even the father, the mother telling him, are you a girl, why are you doing this? And at that party I was standing shocked like this, that did I hear this correct, today in 2025 or in 2026? Did I hear this correct? So because of this, what happens is, boys, or rather men, are mm, into suppressing their emotions. They never work on it. They don't know they have those emotions. When you're not allowed to shed tears, you don't know that you have to work on it. So they are not taught how to label their emotions. They are like, a lot of adults only don't know how to, that you're supposed to label your emotions. That okay, that this is fear, this is anger, this is coming out of anger, this is coming out of fear, this is coming out of anxiety, this is coming out of losing something. Emotional dumping, a concept we called. But then I teach, or rather, we teach transparency, that you're supposed to be transparent with your emotions. It's okay if, as a leader or as a man, you feel like crying. It is okay. Of course, don't do it publicly in front of four people, but you can sit with yourself, have that moment to yourself, and you can. Right. I am telling you, in my experience, I have come across so many men, they don't know how to process their emotion to such a level, is they want to cry, but because they've been taught that that is not a concept for men, they don't know how to do it. So because of it, what happens, majority men have anger issues, majority of them have ego issues, wherein a smallest thing triggers their ego. So that is something that we have to work. They are overwhelmed with their emotions. We have to work there, we have to help them work that it is okay to feel a certain things. Sit down, maybe take your whatever tools I'll be giving them, work with it on it, and then maybe you can respond. So generally, when your vulnerability is calm, when you are not feeling vulnerable, that is when it increases the trust value. Also, you start trusting yourself, and when you start trusting yourself, even others start trusting you. Basically, what you're oozing out, there are certain figures that we see when they are walking, oh, they are so inspiring. Oh wow, how they handle themselves. Oh how, wow, how they conduct themselves. We get inspired by them. And how do we get inspired by them? Because they themselves are first very much inspired by themselves, things that they are doing, they want to achieve things in life. You will attract what you are giving out. You handle other, your employees vulnerability, with a, very calm mind, with the concept that okay, they are allowed to have that vulnerability. You will not be seen as a vulnerable leader yourself, you'll be seen as a compassionate person. You will be seen as someone that you are managing. For everything, you can't bring HR no in between. As
Right,
leaders,
right.
you also have to manage. I am telling you, I have seen one senior manager. There was a marriage of his what do you call, employee, and the employee was a guy, and this person, senior manager, is also a guy, and this employee is getting married. So when he's asking for a leave, this person says, why do you need leave? तू तो वैसे भी, मतलब शादी के कुछ दिन पहले भी चाहिए ना, तू तो वैसे भी लड़का है, लीव की जरूरत होती है, तेरा क्या है, पगड़ी पहन, ये क्या कहते हैं ना, बारात के टाइम पे चला जा.
Okay.
I mean, why do you not understand the concept? It's a very big deal happening in his life.
Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
no, you work on this. This work is more important. Why?
Mm,
There's a concept called work-life balance. Every
mm,
employee has a right to have leave, and he's getting mad. So I'm telling you, there are such senior managers, there are some AVPs, there are some VPs like that. And but who go through the long run, who are calm, who are compassionate, who understand. I know personally one of the VPs, their employee was doing a transfer, and this fellow is like, he's like, I cannot go to this certain city because my family settled in this city, but you're transferring me to another city, I cannot go to another city. This VP was like, it's okay, all for me matters is work, we have offices in both the location, you might be employee of that location, but you can work from this location.
okay.
So now somebody has created such an happy employee. Now this employee will think at least 10 times before leaving this manager, this VP or this AVP, because he will have that loyalty towards that person. Oh,
Mm,
he helped me when I needed this help. He understood
absolutely.
my problem.
Makes a
As
difference.
compared to that guy who's saying, "Tum barat ke waqt chale jao." I'm telling you, majority leaders are like that. "Tum barat ke waqt chale jao." Okay.
Right. Now, Sneha, my last question coming to you. What measurable outcomes have clients seen after 12 weeks, such as better decision making or reduced burnout rates?
Yes, of course, better decision making. Most importantly, better sleep. See, when you're sleeping well, you are resting your mind. A lot of leaders who cannot who come to me, their first problem is they cannot shut off their minds in the night also. They are like working, even they are thinking because of this any which ways courtesy the approvals. And now we are living in a system where we are working here in India, but we have people sitting in US, and we have approvals coming from UK and all the places around the world. So you have to be any which ways on. But the point that they are unable to shut off, the first and most important thing is they are sleeping better, which plays a very important role. Excuse me. They are less emotional. I mean, there's no outburst of sudden angers. They are now understanding, they are thinking two times before reacting back. And generally what happens is, if you are very prim and proper and perfect in your official, in your professional life, you tend to spill over all of it in your personal life. So now their personal life has also improved. Basically, the work life balance concept, it works is when you're happy here, you're happy here, you're happy here, you're happy here. But if you're unhappy in any of the places, that emotion will fall off or spill over in your happy space. You have to find a between. My concept, my emotional commands give that between, wherein there's better engagement with people, there's better communication with people, there's better sleep, there's also there's now the less decision fatigue, wherein a lot of people are like, a lot of leaders cannot also delegate because they feel they do better, or they want to micromanage. Delegation
Hmm.
is very important. A lot of work requires delegation, and micromanagement will only give you headache, because then everything you are doing and you are not meant to do
Hmm.
these. I know of one of my clientele. He had to actually go through divorce because he couldn't separate his work life from his personal life. And
Okay.
उनका love marriage हुआ था, and still
Okay.
that woman left him because she had a very simple complaint. Even I am working, even I am at a good position in my company, but I know the difference between having a work life balance. If I'm
Hmm.
married, I come home, I want my partner to go out with me, or for us to spend some holiday time, or for us to at least be able to spend some time at home together.
Hmm.
But this guy
Exactly.
was incapable of doing it, because of which he went through a divorce. He went through a 5 years of getting over that woman, and getting over his emotions about her. Finally he found another person. He is married to that person now, and he is very much happy because he worked on himself. He knows how to now get over. Now he has a proper work life balance. Now he gives a lot of importance to his wife. So he
Hmm.
understands there's a work concept, there's a home concept, and I am supposed to give certain time here, I'm supposed to give certain time there. So measurable changes like these, you will find measurable changes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So nice, Sneha. You are just where your focus is, and your emotional wellness coach for the high performing men. This is a wonderful thing that you're doing. And you've told us
Thank you.
so many things that yes, we have to balance our work life. So, same goes to the women as well. Thank
Yes.
you. Yeah, thank you so much for coming to the Star Talks today. So, anything you want to say to the audience?
What I would like to say to the audience is that please understand that everyone has emotions. Please understand that everyone's feelings and emotions need to be worked on. Unless it is not worked on, you will always be coming across that problem again and again in different parts of your life, maybe as a child, then as a college person, then as an adult, then maybe in your married life or in your professional life. We just cannot be leading our life through it. Change is the only constant in life. We have
Absolutely.
to better ourselves. We are not competing with anyone else out there. So please don't take comparisons. Oh, this person is doing very well. No, no. You are competing with your past self. You have to always see whether you are better than what you were yesterday? And are you
Absolutely.
working on yourself? And if anyone feels like they want to contact me, they can of course go through my LinkedIn, where I will go by Sneha M Ravinutala or Sneh Space, and I will surely help.
Wonderful. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, my dear audience, for being with us on this lovely conversation today. I will come back with another personality who has inspired so many lives. And remember to hit that subscribe button before you leave the discussion. Thank you.